everyone. For today's SEL lesson, we're going to be talking about our November learner profile for University Elementary, and that is communicator. So we've been talking about this word communicator, and Mr. Hopkins has been discussing it over our morning announcements. And we've been talking about how a communicator is somebody who expresses their ideas and opinions, and also someone who listens to others' ideas so that we can all work together. So I'm going to show you a brain pop video today about things we can do to be a good communicator, because not everybody knows what you're thinking sometimes. Sometimes you can be really mad, or you can be really excited, or you can be really sad. And we don't always know how to work with one another if we can't express our ideas and opinions and learn to listen to one another as well. Our Brain Pop video today is going to talk about some ways that we can be a good communicator. And instead of getting really mad at someone, or instead of throwing something or yelling at them, we can learn to talk with one another. And if we're not quite sure, since we're still kind of young, if we're not quite sure how to talk with each other, we can ask for a mediator. That's like an adult or somebody that we trust that can help us work out our problems. So today, after you watch your Brain Pop video, I have a little sheet for you to fill out, and it says, I can be a communicator. I can communicate when. So tell me how you can communicate. Maybe you can communicate when somebody is watching a TV show that you don't like. You can express your ideas and thoughts and then come up with a compromise. Maybe your sister can watch TV for 10 minutes and then you can watch TV for 10 minutes. You can communicate when you express how you're feeling and then talk it out with someone else. So I want you to draw a picture of one way that you can be a communicator. Even sending a positive message to someone is being a good communicator. Saying things like, thank you for making my lunch today, or I really like when you play with me. Things like that can help us be a good communicator. So we don't always have to be a good communicator when there's a problem. We can be a good communicator and spread kindness every single day.
Enjoy this movie, then visit brainpop.com for much more. Hey Moby, have you seen my toothbrush? 10, 9, 8, 7. Hang on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dear Tim and Moby, my sister and I argue practically every day. What can I do to stop it? From Wayne. Hey Wayne, when you spend enough time with other people, your wants and needs are bound to conflict with theirs. Maybe you and your sister both want to use your tablet at the same time. Or you might feel a good friend of yours isn't playing fairly. When situations like these arise, you're going to feel some strong emotions. That's perfectly okay. Anger and frustration are normal feelings, and everyone has them at one time or another. It's how you deal with those feelings that counts. You may be tempted to act aggressively with yelling and name-calling, or even with violence. That can just provoke the other person to act the same way. You won't get what you want, and you'll end up in an argument or a fight. True, sometimes they'll back down and you'll get your way. But if you blow up at every little disagreement, you'll have a tough time keeping any friends. Nobody wants to hang out with someone who always gets his way. Yeah, it's tough to control your emotions, especially for kids. Fortunately, I've had a lot of practice in this department. When I get angry or frustrated, the first thing I do is stop and recognize what I'm feeling. Next, I take a few deep breaths. Sometimes I even count backwards from 10 to myself. By the time I reach 1, I'm usually ready to deal with things more calmly. Sure, just walking away is easier in the short term. But you don't want to get into the habit of ignoring stuff that bothers you. Peaceful, direct confrontation is the best way to go. Well, you can start out by explaining how you feel in a calm, respectful way. Say you and your sister are arguing over who gets to use your tablet. You might say, "When you don't give me a turn, I get really frustrated." Explain what you want to use it for. Then let your sister express her point of view. Show that you're paying attention by making eye contact and nodding. And when someone else is talking, be sure you really listen. Maybe your sister has been waiting all day to talk to her friend from summer camp. Maybe she's researching an important project for school. Think about how you would feel if she wanted you to just hand over the tablet. People are more reasonable when they see that you understand where they're coming from. You could say something like, "I don't want to interrupt you and your friend. Can you let me know when you're done?" It helps to think of the other person as your partner, not your enemy. The real enemy is the problem you're both trying to solve. Still, if things get a little too heated, you might want to call in another person to mediate the dispute. It can be anyone you trust to be fair, a family member, a friend, a classmate, even a teacher. The mediator can decide when it's each person's time to talk and make sure that everyone acts in a respectful manner. The best solutions involve a compromise. Each side gives a little ground. For example, you and your sister can set a schedule for sharing your tablet. Instead of the dispute ending with one person losing, we get a win-win situation. Oh, right. Well, Moby, when you use my toothbrush to clean your toes, I feel grossed out. I wonder how long it's been going on, and I get sick to my stomach. I see. You get carbon buildup on your toes, and it's really uncomfortable. Maybe there's a solution we can both live with. Visit us at brainpop.com for more on this topic and hundreds of others. You'll find movies, games, quizzes, and activities. Learn more about the difference BrainPop can make.